So, guys, this is Jim Poles here. So, it's been quite a while since I made a video, guys. Just been busy with Q4 orders, the busyness of Q4, slowly going to the new year into January, and go ahead and sit back and relax, guys. This is gonna be like a podcast form of video, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you guys about whether or not it's too late now to start making money in Pokemon in 2025. And I'm gonna go ahead and just give you guys the guide, I would say, to help you guys navigate through 2025. Whether you want to start a Pokemon business, whether you want to start reselling cards, whether you want to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to go ahead and just give you guys just my own advice from my own experience. So yeah, this is just a podcast video. You can put your headphones on, put your earphones in your ears, whatever the case may be. Whether you're at work, sit back, chill, put your phone down, and just listen what I'm going to tell you guys. So right now in this market of Pokemon, going into 2025, closing out 2024, we are definitely we're in an expensive market right now. Pokemon is by far the most expensive it's been all cycle long. When I say cycle long, I'm talking about from 2022 all the way up until now. 2022 was the time I got into Pokemon. Um, when I started selling, right? I started reselling Pokemon right around end of 2022, beginning of 2023. And at that time, the Pokemon market and all of TCG was in a bear market. So when I say bear market, those things SVO1 through SVO4 was extremely cheap. And the market sentiment at the time was that if you were there at that time, right? 2 years ago, you will know that everyone said that Scarlet and Violet sucked, right? And I'll even prove it. Do you guys remember when they marked up the price for MSRP for SVO1 base sets? The MSRP price was $130 at the time. When the set dropped back in, I forgot what it was, when it was like February 2023, something like that. Scarlet and Violet base set dropped from 130, which was MSRP, to like what, $100? So like a 30%, 20% correction, right? Or drawdown. And people rejected Scarlet and Violet. Pokemon market was in a bear market. This was coming right after the COVID bubble. There were a lot of stores, LGSs, that were going out of business. There were a lot of Pokemon stores at that time, similar to like what mine is, that went out of business. There was too much leverage, too much exposure. People just could not maintain the bubble that we were in during COVID. So, fast forward to now, the market sentiment has changed. Things are more expensive than ever. And now you're probably asking yourself if you've been sidelined during this entire time, whether or not can you still make money in 2025? And I'm going to go ahead and say the answer is yes, but there's going to be a lot of different ways you have to approach it. You're going to have to approach it a lot differently than, let's say, for example, me. I had different circumstances back in 2022. The market was cheaper. It was a bear market, right? No one really planned for a bear market, right? Because bear markets tend to be things when people just don't expect it, right? Even though we hear the terms bear, bull market, right? You try time market. Okay, this is when the bear market starts. This is when the bull market starts, blah, 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 blah. Truly, no one really knows, right? And no one really plans for it. The only way you can really, I guess, do well in a bear market is to basically position yourself accordingly, even during the good times right now. And by position yourself, I'm talking about, not being overexposed, not taking on too much leverage, things of that nature. And with Surging Sparks going way above MSRP, I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there are probably hoping and wishing that Surging Sparks goes all the way back down to MSRP price, which is about 130. And I'm here to tell you that, sure, it could go back down that low. I am willing to bet that that's not going to happen anytime soon. And that's why I'm making this video. Because there's people out there right now that have been sidelined who in the beginning said they're not going to invest in this stuff. They're not going to touch this stuff. They're going to just, move on to different things. And then they come back and they see that all these things are going up in price. Now they want to make money. There's different ways to make money now. There's a lot more abundance to make money now. There's whatnot streams. There's rip and ship streams. There's YouTube channels, investing channels, reselling stores such as mine that's doing pretty well. You can start stores on Shopify. You can start a TikTok store. There are so many ways you can generate a cash flow with Pokemon. And now, the fact that, let's say you're the person listening to this right now, you've been sidelined during the entire time, you don't know how to navigate this market because everything is just so expensive. Surging Sparks above $200. Prismatic Evolutions. I mean, good luck if that thing stays below $100. Anything below $100, I think, is a steal. But you're wondering, okay, how can I build my inventory? That's going to be the first and foremost. How can I build an inventory to start flipping, reselling, whatever the case? And my answer to that is it's going to depend on two different things. One, do you have money saved up, or do you have enough funds to start buying inventory? Or if you don't, the next best thing you can possibly do, especially now, more than ever, if you've been on my YouTube channel for a while, you've heard me say this countless times, is that you should sell your collection. And this is the best time to do it. The market is extremely, extremely bullish right now. This is the best time to sell while things are still up, because they will not be up forever. And liquidate it, right? Liquidate your collection. You can liquidate it at market price. Trust me. All you have to do is start an eBay store and list those bad boys on your store. Start getting some eyeballs on it. Start getting some eyeballs on your store in general. You're at no risk because it's your collection. You didn't buy any inventory, right? You didn't try to flip the inventory. This is your own personal collection. Whether you have $1,000 worth of inventory, whether you have 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, does not matter. Start selling it. And if you don't want to sell your personal collection, well, the next thing you're going to have to do is to start saving your money. Start saving cash. If you do have cash, I recommend having anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. I used to recommend a lower amount when things were not expensive, right? Now that things are extremely expensive now, I'm going to recommend that you need anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 to start anything. Anything. Like the bare minimum things, you're going to need that amount of capital. And I'm not saying that it's impossible to start below that. If you only start off with like $1,000, right? Or $100, it's just going to take a lot longer to get whatever you want to go, or to get things going, to get things started. And they're going to ask the question, well, should I, get a credit card, put things on credit card, right? Should I just, get a loan, get a business loan? And my answer to that is no, you should not take on leverage, especially if you're extremely new. You have no idea what you're doing. I never recommend people that are extremely new to start taking on leverage. If you're experienced, if you're seasoned, if you know how the markets behave, then sure, that's your own risk tolerance. You can do whatever the hell you want, right? But for newer people, absolutely not. Do not try to raise your credit limit. Do not try to, do not try to bury yourself in credit card debt just to get things going. I do not recommend that. That's how you get yourself wrecked, and that's how you end up destroying your life. Because people do end up destroying their lives, guys, from leverage. You may not see it on YouTube, but it happens. Happens quite often, actually. It's more common than you think. Trust me. And trust me when I tell you that we are in a market where the demand is high. People are going to say this is a bubble. And at first, I thought this was a bubble too, maybe 3 or 4 months ago. But I figured, you know what? Let's go ahead and verify that. Let's verify that through actual experience. And come to find out, I'm the most reputable probably source you're going to hear this from. Maybe you'll hear this from Catchmall Collectibles, who is in a similar, obviously a lot, 100 times more than what I'm doing. But as far as our niches, he's a reseller, right? He's a reseller, so he understands whether you selling a card that's worth $1 or you're selling slabs that are 10, $5,000 slabs. I'm selling cards that are from $1, right, to $1,000, and they're selling just as equally as fast, right? Doesn't matter what the dollar amount is, and they're all just flying off the shelves. So when I tell you guys that this is not a bubble, it would only be a bubble if the prices were inflated and there was no demand. And now you're gonna ask yourself, okay, so now that we're in this period where Pokemon's a lot more expensive, your question is probably gonna be, well, should I just wait until the next retracement? Should I wait until we go into another bear market? And I've actually adjusted my position on this because I used to tell people before I was like kind of new, like I was a lot more new. I used to tell people that like you should probably just build up your cash position, um, build up your cash, save your cash, and just be ready for the opportunity. Which you should be already doing now. You should be already stacking your cash now because when opportunities come, you should be ready to act upon them and get on them. Right outside of Pokemon, but I used to tell people build your cash when there's a downturn, when there's a retracement, then that's a perfect time to, you know, hop into an opportunity. I'm starting to believe just by the base of the strength of Pokemon right now and how strong the market is right now. I don't know when the next bear market's going to be. I used to think I was able to time it. I used to believe, oh, okay, well, there's these rules. It's a cyclical cycle where Pokemon will have a 3 year bull market slash a 1 year bear market in between, which will be a 4 year cycle. I used to think that, right? But it's going to take a massive amount of bad news to derail Pokemon's momentum right now. It's either one or two things is going to happen. It's either we move on from Scarlet and Violet and the new era that comes out. In the new era, when the new era comes out, I think probably next year, or not, I'm sorry, not next year, 2026, people are going to probably be hungover from the Scarlet and Violet era, and everyone's going to say the new era is going to suck, just like how every single new era comes about. That's what they said about the Scarlet and Violet set in the beginning, right? Uh, Sword and Shield will always be king. Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet sucks, terrible compared to Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield all the way. Blah blah blah. Now Sword and Shield is starting to become a relic, right? There's still legs in Sword and Shield. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to be a relic by the time we conclude Scarlet and Violet. It's going to be just old news behind us, right? We're moving on. So it's either one or two things, like I said. When we move on to the new era of Pokemon, everyone's going to be hungover from Scarlet and Violet. Everyone's going to be stuck and fixated on Scarlet and Violet. Or there's a humongous macroeconomic event that happens. Whether the country goes into recession, the world goes into a global economic depression, right? I'm an investor outside of Pokemon, so I keep up with the markets on a daily basis. So I'm always covering news. I'm always listening to Fed news. I'm always listening to things that are moving money around. Where's the liquidity at, right? Things that are liquid, things that are not liquid, things that are going up, things that are going down. What are the indicators? Which ones are the signals? And which time is it to pull your money out? When is it time to be in the market? When is it be risk on, risk off? Whatever the case may be, right? I'm gonna go ahead and say that Pokemon, you have to jump on the opportunity when you can. That's my answer. Because the longer you wait, guys, the longer you're going to postpone yourself from gaining any type of rewards from this. And this is not a quick thing, guys. If you're truly serious about starting a Pokemon business or a stream or ripping ships or a whatnot stream or whatever the case may be, you got to be patient. You're going to have to build your reputation. It's going to be a lot harder now than it was 2 years ago. There's more competition more than ever now. But that's a good thing because you can stand out from the competition. You can study your competition. Study the competition. Learn from them. And then learn what they're doing wrong. And then come up with your own ideas and strategies that are better than your competition. And just wait. Let the market react to what you're offering, right? The market will always be your best. The market will always be your best I would say, feedback, right? So whether you're investing, whether you're buying inventory, trying to start a store, whatever the case may be, you need to realize that now it's more expensive. You're going to need more capital. There's going to be more competition, and you're going to have to figure it out of how to do it better than the rest of the competition. That's how I see it, right? It's highly competitive now, very competitive, but that's a good thing. You want competition, right? You want competition because your competition's, you know, can always just fall off, right? Competition falls off all the time. Stores fall off all the time, dude. LGS is closed down all the time. Pokemon stores get liquidated all the time online. So that is my that is how I would navigate in 2025. That's how I am navigating. I'm continuously buying out collections, right? I'm buying out slabs, I'm buying out raw cards for a discount of the market price, 25, 30% market price. That's my price. And I'm doing that way more. I have suppliers in Japan. I'm getting sealed product. That's another thing too. Get in the Japanese guys. Find some suppliers. I have a video. I have a video right now that's taken off. That's been taken off the past year of how to find a supplier. Go on Instagram, find a supplier, go in your hashtags, type in Japanese supplier or Japanese Pokemon supplier or just Japanese Pokemon in general, and you'll find people on there. Now the tricky part about that is that you're gonna have to, take on some risk, right? Who do you think is a phony? Who do you think is legit? You have to do your own research on that, of looking at people's profiles, seeing if it's fishy, if it looks reliable. Try to see if they have feedback. Try to see if they have reliable sources, right? I just gave you the way to find a supplier just now. That's how I did it 2 years ago. So, like I said, Pokemon is bigger than ever right now. It's more expensive, but there is no better time in my opinion, because I do think in the next 10 years from now, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and conclude this. I'm gonna conclude this point right here and end the video. I think in the next 10 years from now, I believe it will be too late, because the people that are in it right now, right? If the people that get in within the next few years, in 10 years from now, the people that get in the next few years are going to be set. Like, I'm talking about like set for life. Like, you can retire off of Pokemon. I truly believe that, because the amount of money that's in this hobby and the way the money moves in this hobby, it's extraordinary. It's something that I've never expected when I first got into this, right? Um, and I have a long term goal for myself, but that's not relevant to this video. The next 10 years from now, I think it's going to be a way harder, dude, because the people that are in it right now are going to be the ones who are going to be the whales in 10 years from now, right? And the whales, the whales are just going to keep accumulating. The whales are going to continue to just buy and buy and buy. So it's better to start now rather than take the risk and wait 5 to 10 years from now, right? The longer you wait, the longer you are going to regret it, okay? Don't continue to wait. Stop your paralysis by analysis, okay? And do some work, guys. Go through my videos. Go on Pokeny's videos. Go on Nostalgianomics. Go to RNG Games. It's another good source. Alpha Investments. There are so many good channels out there that will literally tell you exactly what you're looking for. How to source, how to find cheap inventory, how to, find a supplier. Do all these things to get started, right? They're all out there, guys. It's all for free. Free content. That's the cool thing about Pokemon. We're not offering you guys courses. So, other than that, guys, I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for a great 2024. Continue to subscribe to this channel, because I have a lot of great things coming on that I have planned for this year. So, the fact that you guys are subscribed to this channel shows me that you guys are invested into my channel, and that, for me, gives me motivation to give you guys more valuable content and just more features going forward with this Pokemon channel. So thank you guys for the support. I am appreciative of you guys. Thank you. I will see you guys next year in 2025. It's going to be a great year. Have a great rest of your New Year's, guys. Or not rest of your New Year's, rather than have a good rest of your good rest of your year. I don't know why I couldn't say that. A good rest of your year. Happy New Year's. And I will see you guys in the next video, guys. Peace out. Much love. Peace out, guys.